Hello, this is Harry, and welcome again to A Senior's Perspective with a Twist. I'm going to be talking about Jefferson Nickels, and it's going to be the early ones. And I want to talk about full steps on these nickels. The ones we're going to look at is going to be the 1938D, the 1939, 1939D, and the 1938. And I want to talk about the difficulty of finding these nickels with full steps. And I'm going to have the red book to help us out. Now you'll see at the top here where my pointer is, the NO means no, FS, full steps. Question mark, full steps. Not sure if they have them. I did this personally for this collection. And then no full steps for that one, and then so forth. This one, 5FS, means it has 5 full steps. No full steps, 5 full steps. And I pulled the nickels out and placed them down below here. And let's start off with the first one, and that is the 1938D, and there were minted for that particular year 5,376,000 even. And to find this 1938, I said D, that'd be this one right here. Even though it's sitting at the top of 40, the nickel is actually here. I just placed it there. So the 1938D, the chances of finding that in MS 65 and higher, according to the Red Book, finding 5 full steps is 1 in 20. Now this particular nickel, I have a question mark on it. I will go ahead and try to pick it up and turn it over. Let me get my loop. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it or not. I'm going to try. No, that's not working. Let's try this. It's not going to work. Okay. But still, I'm reviewing. It's what I'm doing. Reviewing the difficulty of finding steps on these nickels can be difficult. They can be worth a whole lot of money if they're high grade, MS 65 and up with full steps. So I've already identified the first one, which is 1938D. My nickel right here does not have, or I question whether the steps are full. Then we jump the 38S and we jump to 39. A Red Book, according to the Red Book, and I'm reading from it, it has 120,000. It says 120,615,000 were minted. That's a lot of nickels. Yet, as I read in this Red Book, finding full steps at MS 65 and higher is 1 in 400. For every 400 nickels you search, you might find one. And then 6 steps, full steps, is unknown. So the bottom line is that finding nickels, Jefferson Nickels, in these early years, even with that high number of mintage is still difficult. That's for 1939. Let's move to 1939D. And as I look in the book, and this is, as I don't, okay, I can't get, can I get it in there? I will show you something. Key date issue, as I have written right here. This is a key date issue, and that key date issue, let's see, 39D, and I said it was 100. No. Yeah, 39D. Yeah. Okay, I had it right. 3,514,000. That's pretty low date. That's not the lowest, but that's a small number compared to the other mintages for the 1939D. And what do I have up here? No full steps for the 1939D. The steps aren't there. They're cut up. They're scratches or whatever, or they can't be seen. And I'm not going to bother to pull this one. We couldn't see the other steps on the other nickel. I'd have to bring my microscope in, and that's not what I really want to do. I want to make a point about finding full step nickels, and these are MS nickels. Whether we say MS 60 all the way up to MS 69. I know they're not 70s, but they're high grade. They're fairly high grade nickels. Then that's 1939. Then let's move to the next one, 1939S, which is this nickel, and that'd be here. And what I have here is it has 5 full steps. Let's look at the mintage. 1939S has 6,630,000 nickels minted. And let's see, I said 1939S. Let me turn the page here for the 1939S. And it's showing that to find a nickel in MS 65 quality and higher, to find 5 full steps, you need to search through 100 nickels. And it's showing it right there. 1 in 100. That's a lot of nickels to be searching. So they're not easy to find. But we do have one here. This has 5 full steps. I've checked them. And I'm going to also do a video on the 1960s. And those are really tough to find, a nickel that has 5 full steps. I won't go over, the number of nickels that have full steps in my collection. Now, some people may have them all, but I'm talking about my collection, and I thought it was something to bring up that I think is of interest to collectors, that finding 5 full step nickels, Jefferson Nickels, can be difficult. Finding them out in the wild is, so to speak, is going to coin shows. You might find them individually, but it is a difficulty that we as collectors do have. So that's what I wanted to talk about, these 4 nickels: the 1938D, the 1939, the 1939D, and the 1939S. And out of all of them that I pulled out, let's see, 1, 2. So half of them, of the 4, have full steps. And, getting them graded, and hopefully you want to have a good grade. Just by appearance, this nickel down here at the end, the 1939S, appears to have the best look to me, as far as if I was going to send a nickel in, any of these in, that one would definitely get sent in. I don't know about the rest of them, but full steps is important, because full steps will increase the value of your nickel. But if your nickel is all nicked up and scratched and all that, it probably would not be worth sending it in. But if it has a, you know, an MS quality to it, it looks like it could be given a high grade, then maybe it, you know, that could be an investment that someone would take up and send in. So that's what I wanted to talk about, these 4 nickels. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, I welcome them. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I ask that you would. I say thank you and have a good day.